Hey, it's Deborah from Create with Compassion. I am a Fun Stamper's Journey independent coach, and today I would like to share with you how easy and quick it is to make this beautiful heart-shaped Valentine Day card that you can actually use all year round. You can even change out the sentiment for thank you, missing you, and share your love with someone. Don't worry if you don't get the items used written down. You can find a list of all supplies used on my blog, createwithcompassion.com, as well as quick links to my online store. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I would love to be a resource for you with all of your Fun Stamper's Journey needs. So let's create with compassion. Here's a close-up look at this beautiful sparkly card. I hope that you can see the shimmer and shine on the Love Ya. To create this card, you're going to use 2 pieces of cardstock, 4.5-inch squares. For the creation today, I'm going to use Watermelon Fusion and then whipped cream cardstock for the back of the card. I'm going to take some strips of printed paper. This is from the Spring-Filled printed paper in the New Bloom This Way mini, and it's about 3/4 of an inch wide and longer than 4.5 inches. And I'm just going to start it off on one end of the cardstock, and I'm just going to go straight up and down, and I'm going to make sure that those pieces are lined up real close to each other. Then I'm going to bring in my whipped cream sparkle tape, and I do that a little bit easier to the side. You can go straight up and down or across. It doesn't matter because it's a square. I'm just going to put that right up against this beautiful spring-filled paper, and then bring in more of the printed paper going right up against the side. I love how the whipped cream sparkle tape gives you a hint of the color that's beneath it. So if you want it nice and white, like on this card, it's on the whipped cream cardstock, but on this one you can see that beautiful watermelon fusion behind it. And I'm just gonna kind of have a pattern here with the green leaves next to the beautiful flowers, next to the fun washi tape. And just get all of these pieces on here, and it's okay that I'm going to go off the edge of the paper. Then I'm going to take that up, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. I prefer in my other ones of trying to get these edge pieces kind of half on, so that the edges of my heart are a little more equal or even, and you'll see what I mean if you don't quite understand my rambling on, but I didn't quite place it where I wanted to. So this is all covered and trimmed. I'm going to bring in the heartfelt die set, and I'm using the second largest heart die. You can get that as a bundle with the piercing elements if you'd like to. I'm gonna have my paper kind of at a catty corner and put my heart. I'm gonna move my heart around until it's the angle that I want, and I have it looking the way I want. The cut lines are about in the middle, so keep that in mind as you're moving your heart around. And I'm going to go ahead and set that off to the side for right now while I create this one card. If you're gonna mass produce this card, you can get 5 hearts from one 8.5 by 11 sheet. You can see here kind of how I set it up. So you could just take strips of paper of varying sizes and lay that across your paper, and then go ahead and get 5 hearts cut out, and then you have your top end. While you're at the machine, go ahead and cut out 5 of the white hearts as well as the same size. I've got just a piece of scrap paper here that I'm going to stamp Love Ya on. You could stamp any of the sentiments from the everyday script stamp set, and it does come with coordinating dies. You can purchase it as a bundle and save 10%. Also, these envelopes and tabs are on sale this month, 20% off, as well as the stamp storage cases and the clear blocks, 20% off January 2018. So I'm going to ink up the Love You or Love Ya with the True Color Fusion Black Licorice ink and stamp that on this piece of scrap paper. Now that I have everything ready to be cut out, I would go ahead and go to my die cutting machine. If you're mass producing it, you can stamp a bunch of the sentiments on a piece of paper, and then, you know, when you go to cut out your hearts, go ahead and take that and cut out this as well. And while you're over there, for the envelope, I cut out, using the smallest heart from the Heartfelt die set, just a little heart from Watermelon Fusion scrap paper, and I stamped Thinking of You from the Tag Elements die set. Not die set, I'm sorry, Tag Elements stamp set. And just a little tip here on this, because they are so small and it can be hard to find which one it is, I have them on this in the same order as what is on the front. Makes it a little bit easier to find the one that I'm looking for. You can also use this stamp set to stamp on the inside of your card, like I did here, Kisses and Hugs. And you definitely want to get your heart die cut and then stamp it before you adhere it to your card front. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the die cutting machine. So I've got my front card panel cut out and my whipped cream heart cut out, and instead of using one of the tag elements like I did on a different card, I'm thinking of someone that I love who is away at college. So this one is going to be for her. So I'm going to put the Missing You sentiment from the Everyday Script into the middle of this heart, like so. And to make this card open up easily, I'm just going to bring in my paper trimmer, and the front or the top part of my heart, I'm just going to line it up at 1/2 inch here and there on both sides. Just make sure that they're lined up well. Close that, and I'm just going to use my orange scoring tool with my paper trimmer and score that. If you are making a lot of these, you're going to want to complete one step at a time, and so the easiest thing I find is to use the white liner tape and put a little bit of that on the top part of your heart above the score line. So you would you would die cut a lot of hearts. Go ahead and get your sentiments stamped and get them scored, and then put your adhesive on all of them at once. When you're ready to adhere it to your front panel, and it's a lot easier to go ahead and write your message now if you're going to, or you can just leave it plain like this and they can just flip it over and you can write your message there. But once you're ready to adhere it to the front of your card, I find it easier just to kind of fold it. Go ahead and take off the lining that protects the adhesive from sticking to everything, and with it still folded down so it's not going to touch the back of your heart, you get the heart lined up all around here, and then you just press that front top part up against it, and then your heart will open beautifully like that. Now I've got my Love You, and I've already put some foam squares on the back of it. I know I probably put on way too much, but I don't, if they happen to touch it or if it goes through the mail, I don't want part of it to be squished lower than other parts. I'm just kind of pitiful like that. You use the number of foam squares that you think is adequate for your card, because in reality I probably use too much, but This is how I create with compassion. I have a issue with perfectionism. So we're going to put this love you right here in the middle. Get it unstuck from my finger there. All right, let's put this love you in the middle there. And then to add a little more shimmer, I'm going to bring in the sparkle silk here. Shake that up. I've got a clear block. I'm just going to put a little bit there on my clear block and bring in a little bit of water and the small blending brush. Just going to get a little bit of water on there and dilute this a little bit. The wonderful thing about the Fun Stampers Journey True Color Fusion ink is that it is a fusion or blend of pigment and dye. So my wet, watered down paintbrush with sparkle silk on it is not going to smear my sentiment. It's not going to smudge it. It's going to look beautiful and just have a little added shimmer and shine to it. And I really like the look that it gives. I don't know if other people notice it, but it makes me smile. And I hope that they do notice that shimmer and shine. If it looks like I may have put a little too much water, but that's okay because I'm still getting some gorgeous shimmer. And just pick that up and kind of move it around, see if there's any areas that you feel needs a little bit more. This cardstock is good, and it can handle a little bit of water, so no worries. There we go. And then I'm also going to add some shimmer to the center of these flowers. So I'm just going to do that real quick. You can add shimmer and shine anywhere you want to. You can add it to the inside of your card too. And that is how easy and quick this card is to make. I'd like to show you a couple of samples here. This was made with 3/4 of an inch strips. This one was made with a varying size of strips, and all of this paper is from the Springfield paper prints in the Bloom This Way mini catalog, and this is with the whipped cream sparkle tape. This card is with the 3/4 of an inch strips of printed paper, and this has the pool play sparkle tape. I love that. That really adds some good shine, shimmer to it. This one here I used Missing You on the front and then Love Ya on the inside. Here's one that I did using Thank You, and on this one I used the piercing element on that heart as well. It gives it a nice look. It does not go all the way through the paper because it is 2 layers, but it does give it kind of a cool look to it, and it'll fit nicely in a standard A2 size envelope. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed these samples. Have some fun. This card is a great way to use up some of your scraps and looks great with varying sizes. This one also is using 1/2 inch strips. Forgot to mention that, but it just kind of lets you see the different sizes, gives it a slightly different look. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a great day. I look forward to sharing more inspiration with you throughout the year of 2018. If you need anything, if I can answer any questions, I am here to be a resource to you as a journey coach, so please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. And if you would like to shop, you can find a link to my store in the description below the video. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.